Hello students and welcome to the lecture. So students, as we know that we are covering the financial system, and basically in the previous lecture we had start with an important topic of the foreign investments. Okay, these are the types of the foreign investments about which we had discussed. Like we will start with the foreign direct investments. Okay, then the foreign institutional investments, then the foreign portfolio investments, right? This is the topic we had started in the previous lecture, all right? And these are the topics we haven't started so far. Okay, in the previous lecture, we had discussed about the active investments and the passive investments. Okay, I hope that you have revised them in the well enough manner. All right, before you have come for these lectures, as many times I have told you, that is for your own benefit. Okay, but before proceeding, I will ask you two simple questions. Like the first is full form of DPIET. Second is it comes under which ministry? Okay, you are required to give me the answer of these two questions. I am providing it 20 seconds and I will give you the answer. So your time starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. The time's up. So the first is Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. Okay, this is the first thing, Department of Promotion of Industries and Internal Trade. Okay, what is the second question? Under which ministry? Ministry of Commerce and Promotion. Okay, so remember these two things. All right, till here we have discussed in the previous lecture. Now from here we have to go out. Like the promotion of ease of doing business. Okay, FDI policy is geared. Okay. There is one thing before we go ahead. Like what do you mean by ease of doing business? Like ease of doing business. What do you mean by this? So if you just read this, so you will get an idea that basically it deals with how easy is in the country to do trade. How easy is in the country to do trade. This is called the ease of doing business. Like if we talk about any business, okay. So basically business are the commercial activities and they are subjected to several things. Like first the regulations, thereafter the approvals, then the inspections, then the political environment. All right, then cost of operations, and then economic conditions. So you could say that these are the several things which the business have to deal with. Like regulations, mostly business are regulated through some regulations in India. Okay, like different departments are there. It totally depends upon which domain the business belongs to. Like if we can say that the business is belong to the food industry, then we know that FSSAI will have the control over that particular business through the regulations, right? Thereafter, the approvals. Like in India, when we generally talk about, suppose if there is some business which wants to expand, like the banking business, okay? So if the banks want to extend their branches and all, so they will have to contact with the Reserve Bank of India, then have to obtain the permission approvals, then only they could proceed. Thereafter, the inspections, like regular inspections and audits conduct to check the health of the business, to check whether they are doing things ethically or not, all these kind of stuffs. Thereafter, the political environment. It means that how does the political environment of the country affects the business? Like you can say, if we talk about the country like India. So India is a democracy and India has a two type of governments. First is, okay, three types of government. First is central government. Second is state government. Third is local government. Okay, there are three types of government. Central governments having different policies, state governments having different policies for their respective states, local governments having the different policies for their respective districts and sub-district areas. All right, so that's why the political environments affect the business. For example, if some company operating in India, okay, so the central government policies for registration, for approvals and inspections will be different, but the state government policies will be different. So might be there will be a conflict between the policies of the state and the center as well as the local government, which could affect the efficiency and effectiveness of the business. Okay, thereafter the cost of operations, like what is the labor cost, what is the transportation cost, what is the electricity bills, plantation machinery cost. Okay, all these kind of costs which the businesses are required to bear up, how the structure of these costs is there, whether they are low or high or medium whatsoever. Okay, thereafter the economic condition. It means that what is the economic state of the country, whether the country is growing or stagnated, or you can say going down. So all of these kind of things, you can say comprisingly forms a part of ease of doing business. Every government wants to reduce the burdens and the hurdles while establishing the business and running the business, so that the country's rank in the index of ease of doing business could be improved. Okay, because when we talk about the foreign investors who wants to come in a country, not only they studies the domestic condition of the country, but also they check out the rank of the country in the index of ease of doing business. The lower the rank, the more chances are there. The higher the rank, the less chances are there. Okay, so suppose if we talk about the ease of doing business, for example, suppose there are total 100 countries. Okay, so if the country's rank is higher, which means country ranked at 98, what does it mean? It means that country is having worse condition while we talk about the ease of doing business. But if the country's rank is lower, suppose 25th, it means that company having favorable conditions in the ease of doing business. So these are the basic things, all right, about you can say these areas. Okay, so basically the FDI policy is also geared towards promoting the ease of doing business in India by streamlining regulatory process, reducing bureaucratic hurdles, and enhancing transparency and efficiency in the governance. Okay, like we have to increase our ranking in the ease of doing business. Okay, and that's how we have to also modify the FDI policies of the country. Okay, these measures aim to create a business-friendly environment that encourages foreign direct investments to India. Okay, like if the foreign entities, suppose this is country A, this is India, okay, this is some other country, this is another country, this is another country. Okay, so if the businesses of country A wants to expand themselves, okay, so never be thought that they will only consider your country. No, that's never going to happen. Okay, they will consider all the options and they will choose the best option. All right. So what they will do, they will evaluate India in comparison with BCD, other countries. Okay. And they will come to India only if India having better conditions in business operations than others. Okay. That's why in India, through the FDI, we having the policies of create a business friendly environment. Okay. So that the foreign investors who are seeking to extend their, you can say, businesses will attract towards India. Thereafter, automatic approval for most sectors. The FDI policy allows for automatic approval for FDI in most sectors, meaning that the foreign investors do not need to prior approval from the government to invest in these sectors. Okay. These automatic routes simplifies the investment process, reduces delays, and encourages greater foreign investments inflow. Like you can say, suppose this is country A. Okay. This is our country, India. All right. Country A having some company, let's call this XYZ. Okay. So when the XYZ wants to spend in India, or you can say wants to invest in India, okay, so they will consider many factors. Okay. But after this, suppose they had found that India is a good option to invest. Okay. This is the thing. So what they will do? They will try to invest in India. Okay. And they have to deal with the government policies and approvals and bureaucrats. Okay. So what does it mean? It means that every country, not only India, every country having their own policies and approval instructions about the FDI for the investments. So when the XYZ will try to, you can say, make the investment in India, they have to go through the policies and the approval procedure, and they have to deal with the country's bureaucracy and the bureaucrats. Okay. And this process is, you can say, long and time taking. Why? Because the XYZ has to explain the reason why they are coming to India. Okay. Has to explain their business plan, their aims, their ambitions, all these kind of things. All right. That is why it is time taking. All right. So to encounter this kind of situation, because generally the business got discourages. Why? Because they see that there is a long process, we have to do these kind of things. Okay. So generally they got discourages and they choose to the other option. Okay. But through the automatic approval schemes, what the government is doing, government has allowed the FDI investment in the selected sectors directly. It means that in the direct scheme, the business is not required to deal with all of these, like the government policies, bureaucrats and all. Okay. The XYZ directly make the investment in the country and establish its subsidiary like XYZ2 and even acquire something. Okay. But remember, the automatic approval is only in the selected sectors. Okay. Thereafter, government approval for sensitive sectors. What do you mean by this? Certain sectors like the defense, telecom, media and the multi-brand retails are classified as the sensitive and require government approval for FDI. Like we have seen that in the previous slide, there was a automatic approval. Like in some selected sectors, the FDI is directly permissible. But when we talk about sensitive sectors like defense is a sensitive sector, like the telecom, communications, media. All right. and multi-brand details like the shopping complex and all. Okay, these all are the sensitive sectors. Because communication, you could not deal with this. Media, obviously. Multi-brand details means that the you can say shopping complex and malls. Okay, if the FDI comes to them, so maybe they could fear them. For example, suppose if we talk about a shopping mall like this one, it's having 20 brands, both domestic and foreign. Okay, but what's happened that the company called XYZ directly make the investment in this shopping mall. The shopping mall name is ABC. So what do you think? If the XYZ is making the investment in the ABC, don't they have any deal? Is it possible? No. Definitely they will have some deal. Like if we give you money, you are required to do this work in our favor. Okay. So suppose, just take an example. The XYZ had a deal with the ABC that once the XYZ will make the investment in the ABC, then the ABC will start promoting the brands in favor of XYZ. Okay, so what will happen? The consumer base will be diverted towards the XYZ, and the other companies, whether they are domestic or the foreigners, have to suffer. Okay, and this is what we call as a unethical competition. All right, and this is banned in India under the policies of Competition Commission of India. Got it? That's the several things. Okay, so this is the one. Thereafter, the defense. Okay, like if you're talking about the defense, then there is a one thing which I would like to tell you. Okay, like when we talk about the defense. Okay, so in defense, the government generally makes the deals with direct to the government of another country. Okay, so remember, whenever we talk about the defense, the government generally makes the deals with the government of the another country, and that we will see in detail in the upcoming slides. Okay, till then just remember that these are the some of the sectors in which government approval is necessary. This done to safeguard national interests, protect strategic industries, and ensure that the foreign investment is in the line with the India's policy objectives. Okay, because whenever the entity is making the investment in another entity, there must be some deal. If the area is, you can say, less sensitive, then okay, whatever your deal you have, you can carry on. But if this is the sensitive area, like the areas we have seen, then it is necessary to disclose the deal with, or you can say, before appropriate authority and get or obtain approval for it. It means that your privacy will be maintained. You are not required to disclose the deal in front of public because your competitors will be get aware about it. But appropriate authority, it means that the Ministry of Commerce and Promotion, you are required to disclose the deal in front of them and get or obtain their approval for it. until or unless you not obtain the approval, your deal will be not justified and will be illegal. Got it? Thereafter, what we have the FDI trends. Okay. So what do you mean by the trends? This is the first question. Like, what do you mean by the trends? Trends, it's basically current situations and current scenarios. Okay. Current situations or current scenarios. Got it? So, the first is significant increase in FDI inflows. India has experienced a substantial increase in the FDI inflows over the past few years, making it one of the top destinations for foreign investments globally. This growth can be attributed to the several factors. Okay, like you could say in 2016, there are two major initiatives launched by the government. What are the names of these initiatives? Come on, I have told you already in the previous lectures. I want you all to recall the name of the initiatives. You have, you can say 25 seconds to think, then I will provide you the answer. And your time starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Time's up. 1 second, I have provided extra. Okay. So basically, the first initiative was Digital India. Okay. There are total 3 initiatives. All right. Thereafter, Make in India. And the third was Startup India. These are the 3 main initiatives. Like in the Digital India mission, what we had tried to make, or you can say to bring digital revolution in India. All right, that is our first aim. Second, in the Make in India, what we tried to attract more and more foreign entities to start ventures in India. Okay, it start. And in the third, what we have did to encourage people or individuals to start their ventures by providing knowledge and financial support. So these are the 3 main initiatives launched in the year of 2016. Like Digital India, we have known that the India is trying to broad the digital liberalization, and our results are very good in this particular scheme. Make in India, to attract more and more foreign entities to start ventures in India. Okay. Third is Startup India, to encourage the people or individuals of the country who wants to start their business ventures and providing them knowledge and the financial support. So basically, when we talk about the FDI, then the FDI is particularly related with that scheme, means Make in India scheme. Okay. Like the Indian government has requested the foreign ventures to come to the India and start their own ventures. We will help them through our initiatives of ease of doing business policies, okay, and thereafter second one was create business friendly environment. Okay. So these are the three initiatives, okay, which attracted the foreign investment in the country in the large manner. All right. So students, basically in this lecture we have covered till now. Okay. I do not want to start this significant increase in the FDI flows right now because we will not eligible to cover it in the left time. Okay. So what we will do, we will start this in the next lecture. Till then, just revise all the facts and figures we have discussed in this lecture. And please, it's my humble request to you, kindly go through these initiatives once. Why? Because you will get an idea about it. When we will go further in this series of the foreign investments, these things will be helpful for us to understand the concept in the proper manner. Okay. So with this note, let's end this lecture. Okay. I hope that you have been eligible to understand the things in the proper manner. If you haven't, then just rewatch the video and revise the thing. With this note, let's end this lecture. And what do we say? We say thank you.